At the beginning of the film, we see her Aliyah studying. Her mother comes in and asks her to call her younger sister, Abel. When Aliyah goes to get her, she finds Abel standing silently in front of a tree. As Aliyah gets closer, Abel tells her that someone is standing behind the tree. But when Aliyah looks, she finds no one there. Abel then says that the person told her this house belongs to them and that they should leave immediately. Aliyah doesn't believe her and assumes it's just Abel's imagination. She ignores it and brings Abel back inside. That night, Aliyah is studying in her room when she suddenly notices someone walking past her room toward Abel's room. Shocked, Aliyah follows the figure. But as soon as she reaches Abel's door, the man slams it shut. Moments later, Abel's painful scream echoes from inside. Terrified, Aliyah desperately tries to open the door. Hearing the scream, their parents rush in as well. With great difficulty, they break the door open and find deep scratch marks on Abel's leg. Their father notices that the balcony door is open, so they assume a thief must have entered through there. The scene then cuts to 12 years later. Aliyah is sitting in a cafe when a waiter brings her a cup of coffee. She's surprised because she didn't order anything. The waiter tells her someone else sent it. That's when Aliyah sees her boyfriend, Devin, who came to surprise her. While the two are sharing a romantic moment, Aliyah receives a call from Uncle Herman. He informs her that her parents have died in a horrific car accident and asks her to come immediately. When she arrives, Uncle Herman explains that after her father's death, they can no longer stay in the office quarters, though the office has given them 3 months due to the situation. After this, Aliyah goes to meet her younger sister, Abel. She tells her that she's gotten a job in Jakarta and that from now on, she'll live with Abel. However, the problem is that they'll have to leave this place and move into the old house their father had bought. The same house shown at the beginning of the movie, the one they left 12 years ago after that terrifying incident. But Abel doesn't want to go back to that house at all. She's convinced that the spirit living there won't like them returning. Aliyah, however, says that day it wasn't a spirit, it was just a thief. While talking, they reach the house. There, Asif welcomes them. Asif is their gardener, who has been working there since the time of the previous owner, so Aliyah's family kept him on as well. Once inside, Aliyah takes Devin to show him her room. Abel is very scared to enter the house, but she gathers her courage and goes in anyway. The moment she steps inside, the spirit starts haunting her. That night, when Abel goes to the kitchen to get something to eat, the spirit follows her and suddenly grabs her leg. Hearing Abel scream, Aliyah and Devin rush to her room. They find her trembling in fear. Abel tells them that the spirit that was following her is still in this house. Seeing her sister in this condition, Aliyah suggests taking Abel to a new psychiatrist. She says the one their mother used to take her to didn't help Abel at all. Just then, Abel reveals a secret that leaves Aliyah stunned. Abel says their mother didn't take her to a doctor, but to a psychic, a shaman named Windu. From the age of just 5, Abel's third eye had opened, and ever since then, she's been able to see entities. The next day, they all go to Windu's house. There, Windu explains the third eye in detail. He says the third eye is like a sixth sense that lies dormant inside everyone. But in some people, it awakens. When someone's third eye opens, they become like a magnet for souls. Good spirits may come seeking help, but evil spirits are violent. They try to scare you or cause harm. Aliyah doesn't believe. She challenges Windu to open her third eye as well. She says she'll only believe it if she sees a spirit with her own eyes. Otherwise, she'll take Abel to a psychiatrist. Windu warns her that once this vision is opened, it can never be closed. But without caring about the consequences, Aliyah stubbornly stands her ground. Finally, Windu performs a special ritual. But after the ritual, Aliyah doesn't feel anything immediately. She thinks it's all just fake and gets annoyed, so she brings Abel back home. After that, Devin leaves for work as well. Once Devin is gone, Aliyah notices claw marks on her hand. She's shocked. She can't understand that supernatural events have already started happening to her. To show the marks on her hand, Aliyah goes to the hospital. While waiting there, she meets a little girl sitting in a wheelchair. The girl, Tasha, tells her that her father hit her in anger. Even so, the child points toward her mother and asks Aliyah to tell her mom that she loves her father very much. Aliyah promises that she'll pass on the message. After meeting the doctor, Aliyah can't find the little girl anymore. She goes to the child's mother and delivers the message. But the mother tells her that Tasha died earlier that very morning. The ground slips from beneath Aliyah's feet. She realizes that she wasn't talking to a living person, but to a dead spirit. Windu was right. Her third eye has truly opened. From that moment on, the truth becomes like a nightmare for Aliyah. Wherever she looks, she starts seeing spirits. In the washroom, a spirit tries to attack her. She runs to the reception, only to see a terrifying spirit with a horribly deformed face. In the elevator, someone tries to touch her. Even in the parking lot, a soul reaches out its hand toward her. For the first time in her life, seeing so many ghosts at once, Aliyah is terrified and somehow manages to escape from there. When she gets home, Aliyah tells Abel the whole truth. Abel explains the reality to her, saying that these invisible entities live all around us. Most souls look just like normal humans, which is why it's very difficult for a new person to tell the difference. Abel explains that there's a way to identify evil souls. Their presence gives off a strange, uncomfortable feeling, and they carry a rotten stench. Good spirits, on the other hand, come either to fulfill an unfinished desire or to ask for help. Aliyah's doubt now turns into firm belief. That night, out of fear, Aliyah sleeps beside Abel. Suddenly, a knock at the door wakes Aliyah up. She assumes it must be Devin, so she opens the main door, but no one is there. As soon as she closes the door, Aliyah comes face to face with the house's ghost family, a husband, wife, and their child. In an instant, the souls turn violent and lunge at Aliyah. She narrowly escapes and hides to save her life. Gathering her courage, she finally asks, "Who are you, and what do you want?" At that moment, all three viciously attack her. Meanwhile, Abel wakes up and goes to the bathroom. Because she's wearing headphones, she doesn't hear Aliyah's screams. When Abel returns and doesn't find Aliyah, she panics. As she steps outside to search, the souls attack her as well. Abel quickly rushes into her room and locks the door. Inside, she finds Aliyah hiding in terror inside a wardrobe. The next morning, they take the injured Aliyah to Windu. After examining the marks on Aliyah's body, Windu explains that the ghost family is extremely evil. They want to use Aliyah's body to finish their unfinished business. And once it's done, as punishment, they'll drag Aliyah's soul into their dark world forever, because they believe she trespassed into their home. To survive, they decide to return to that house and uncover the truth. Windu says that for this, they must witness the events of the past. There is only one condition. They must be mentally very strong, or the spirits will completely possess them. The four of them begin the ritual. Aliyah, Abel, and Windu travel back in time, but Devin is unable to go with them. Windu realizes that the spirits want to make contact with only those three. In the past, it's revealed that this house originally belonged to the Sumarno family. On that cursed night, a thief broke into their home. When he was caught during the robbery, the thief killed Mr. Sumarno and locked the mother and son inside a small closet. After learning this brutal truth, they snap back to reality. Windu explains that because there was no air inside the locked closet, the entire family died a painful death due to suffocation. Windu also says that the Sumarno family still believes this house belongs to them, and they cannot tolerate anyone else living there. There is only one way to escape: leave the house as soon as possible. But because of financial difficulties, it was impossible for Aliyah to suddenly get a new house. With no other option, they decide that the spirits must be sent back to their own world. With this goal in mind, Windu starts the ritual for the second time, a ritual in which Devin is not allowed to stay. The ritual begins, but in the middle of it, Aliyah accidentally falls outside the protective circle. Instantly, the spirits lying in wait completely possess her. Windu and Abel somehow manage to tie up Aliyah's hands and feet. After that, Windu tries to perform an exorcism on Aliyah, but suddenly a horrifying scene from the past appears before them. The killer's face is revealed. The person who, disguised as a thief, killed the Sumarno family that night was none other than their own gardener, Asaph. After learning the truth, the possessed Aliyah breaks the bed and frees herself. Windu and Abel are unable to stop her, and she storms toward Asaph's room like a raging force. Asaph is calmly watching TV when Aliyah violently attacks him. The spirits of the Sumarno family are speaking through Aliyah, having come to take revenge for their murder. In a flashback, it's revealed that in the past, Asaph desperately needed money for his pregnant wife's cesarean operation. Because of the stress, he couldn't work properly, and the garden was damaged. Mr. Sumarno refused to pay him his salary and humiliated him. Fueled by that anger and desperation for money, Asaph broke into the house to steal, and in the end, he killed the entire family. In the present, Asaph begs for forgiveness for what he did, but the vengeful spirits, driven mad by revenge, show no mercy. Using Aliyah's body, they brutally kill Asaph. At that very moment, Windu and Abel arrive, but by then everything is already over. Right after killing Asaph, the spirits of the Sumarno family leave Aaliyah's body and possess Abel instead. As a result, Aaliyah regains consciousness, but Abel falls into a coma. Windu explains that Aaliyah was mentally weak for a short time, but strong on the inside. That's why the spirits were able to possess her body, but couldn't drag her soul into their world. On the other hand, Abel has been fearful and emotionally weak since childhood, making her an easy target for the spirits. Their goal was to take one of the two sisters with them. When they failed to take Aaliyah, they chose Abel instead. At the hospital, Abel's condition starts getting worse. Windu says that Abel's soul is now trapped in the world of the dead, and if no one goes there to bring her back, she will die. But the problem is that Windu herself cannot go, because if she leaves, the evil spirits might return to this world. She has to stay behind as a guardian. So Aaliyah decides to enter that terrifying world to save her sister's life. But another major problem arises. Windu warns that if the soul of a living person enters that world, the evil spirits will easily recognize it, and they will never let it return. There's only one way. A good spirit has to go with Aaliyah. The presence of a good spirit will hide Aaliyah's living identity, so the souls there won't be able to tell the difference between a human soul and a spirit. Hearing this, Aaliyah gets confused. Just then, Windu places her hand over Aaliyah's eyes and shows her a memory from the past. In the flashback, we see that when Abel's third eye opened during childhood, she got scared at school after seeing a spirit. Aaliyah was there too. She didn't actually see the spirit, but she could feel its presence. That's when Windu reveals the truth. Devon is actually a spirit. In the flashback, the real incident is revealed. Devon had died long ago in a road accident, but Devon's soul never accepted his death. He believed he was still alive and stayed with Aaliyah like her guardian. Because Aaliyah's third eye was slightly open, she could see Devon. And that day at the cafe, it wasn't Devon who sent the coffee. Someone else did. Windu is a psychic, so she understood at first glance that Devon was a spirit. But she stayed quiet because Devon was a good soul, and his presence was necessary for the safety of both sisters. Also, if Devon had realized that he was dead, he might not have been able to maintain his human form. But now the situation is different. To save her sister, Aaliyah has to enter the world of souls, and for that she needs the help of a good spirit. That's why Windu finally tells her the truth. Devon is dead and is now only a soul. Accepting this truth shatters Aaliyah's heart. After the revelation, Devon's soul comforts her. Now to save Abel, Devon wants to go alone, so that Aaliyah doesn't come to any harm. But Windu explains that according to the rules, only the soul of a living person can bring back the soul of another living person. That's why Aaliyah has to go. However, Devon's role will be like a shield. He will cover Aaliyah so that the evil spirits there won't recognize her as a living human. The plan is to save Abel, after which Aaliyah and Abel will return to the real world, and Devon will go to his share of heaven. As soon as the ritual begins in the hospital, Aaliyah and Devon enter the spirit world. Because Devon is with her, the terrifying spirits fail to recognize Aaliyah. Soon they find the imprisoned Abel. That's when a major twist is revealed. Abel tells them that it wasn't the Sumarno family who imprisoned her, but Asaph himself. The Sumarno family had already taken their revenge and moved on to the other world, but according to the rules, they had to take one of the two sisters with them, so they took Abel. In reality, the clever Asaph had used Abel only as bait. His real target was Aaliyah, because it was by entering Aaliyah's body that the Sumarno family had killed Asaph. That's why Asaph now wants revenge on Aaliyah. At that very moment, Asaph arrives and moves in to attack Aaliyah. But Aaliyah immediately grips Devon's hand tightly. Because of Devon's spiritual aura, Asaph is unable to find Aaliyah. Taking advantage of this moment, they escape and run toward the light. In the end, they succeed. Aaliyah and Abel safely return to their respective bodies, and Devon, who had stayed in the world all this time because of love, says his final goodbye to Aaliyah. In this way, Windu's ritual is completed, and both sisters are saved. In the next scene, 2 weeks later, Aaliyah and Abel reach Windu once again. It is revealed that for the past few days, a spirit named Mira has been following Abel and has even come all the way to her house. Mira lives in the same tree where the spirits of the Sumarno family once lived. Abel clearly says that this isn't an evil spirit, because there's no rotten foul smell coming from it. Windu feels that the spirit must be asking them for help. When both sisters finally come face to face with the spirit, it's revealed that the spirit is Mira, the same one who used to scare Abel during her childhood, and this is where the movie ends. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Also, subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.